You always talk about the proper blood test, getting a proper panel done. Uh, now that I spend more time with you, I'm a firm believer that this should be a maintenance that is supposed to happen regularly, even if you are not feeling stressed. Uh, how often should I? Once a year, should I go for these blood panels to?
Well, everybody's different. Generally, what I do on my new patients, I do a panel where I check everything. You know, my panels are the most extensive blood panels that anybody's seen in my area. You know, because I get a lot of people from Quest and LabCorp, the people that draw the labs. They want to come and see me because they're like, this is the only doctor that does this kind of blood test, and that's the only way you can tell. You know, remember I discussed, that one hormone can affect the other. It's like a domino effect. It's an orchestra. You know, it's a symphony. You know, so if one instrument's off, it throws off the others. You know, even though the others may look okay. So that's the only way to like really customize a program for somebody initially. Once we put them on a customized program based on their hormones and their nutrition and their diet and their supplements, then a lot of times people are taking the wrong supplements, or they're taking too much of a certain supplement. You know, too much of anything good is bad. You know, so we can customize and tell them, and we have testing for nutrients too, for deficiencies and amino acids and all that. That's a whole different type of testing. That's different than the normal blood test. So, um, and you got to remember, people are on a bunch of medicine these days, and these medications, they're good. You know, their primary doctors need them, but they're causing deficiencies in other things. You know, like B vitamins, CoQ10, minerals. So you got to supplement these days, and the foods that we eat nowadays are very depleted in nutrients because they're not letting the soils rest. Their soils are depleted. Plus, unfortunately, most of our foods have pesticides, insecticides. So it's hard to get everything grass fed or organic. So we got to keep an eye on all these things. And so once we get people on a certain regimen, then we test them every 3 to 4 months for like maybe 6 to 8 months or so, or almost a year, depending if they're still having symptoms. And then once they're in that, it's their maintenance. We check their blood test every 6 months, depending on their levels.